Do you want to learn how to use a compressor and how to use it in your mix? DBush got you. Follow me, let's dive right in. Yo, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is DBush Beats. Today I'm going to show you how a compressor works and how to understand the different types of compressors that are out there and which is appropriate for what you want to do in your mix. Alright, let's talk about compression in music and what a compressor is. This is simply a process in music production that is used in evening out the loudest as well as the quietest part of a sound in a recorded track. It is also considered as an essential part in music production. Let's talk about a compressor. What is a compressor? A compressor is used to reduce a signal's dynamic range, which simply means it reduces the difference in levels between the quietest as well as the loudest part of an audio signal. A compressor is commonly used to attenuate loud transient peaks. For example, if a singer decides to belt out a high note, to help maintain a constant level, a compressor is then applied. So let's talk about the types of compressors. There are 5 types of audio compressors from the analog world that softwares emulate. So different hardwares make use of certain internal components and design for various types of compression. If you only use plugins, you'll be totally amazed and forgiven for not knowing the different types of compressors that are out there. So let's talk about the 5 types of compressors. Number 1 are the VCA compressors. Number 2 are the FET compressors. Number 3 are the optical compressors. Number 4 are the tube compressors. And number 5 are the PMW compressors. Getting familiar with these 5 types of compressors helps you decide what to use, when to use it, and how to use it. Let's talk about the VCA compressors. VCA stands for Voltage Controlled Amplified. This type of compressors use a control signal to determine whether the gain reduction is applied to the signal. VCA compressors are the most commonly used types of compressors and usually contains the parameters that you will find on the plugin. That is attack, release, threshold, ratio. Engineers love VCA compressors for their precise control and predictable sound, and the style of compression they offer is repeatable based on the precision of their parameters. VCA compressors are especially at home on groups of instruments or buses. For example, the SSLG bus compressor is one of the most famous examples of a VCA compression. It's perfect for adding semi-transient or glue across an entire mix. Another popular hardware unit is the Punchy API 2500 compressor, which many engineers love on drums or the mix box. The second on the list is FET compressor, and the word FET stands for Field Effect Transistor. As their name suggests, FET compressors rely on their transistors for gain reduction. These compressors are incredibly fast and their release time is almost instantaneous. With that lightning speed, they tend to produce a bit of distortion and a lovely color to the signal, especially when you're pushing them aggressively. That means they are not as great and as clean as the VCA compressors on the mix bus, but works very well on individual instruments. FET compressors are fantastic on vocals, drums, guitar, snare, and more. The most popular FET compressor of all time is the 1176 limiter amplifier, which was originally released in the later 1960s. It is known for adding a very desirable character to the signal, which is also described as bright and present, and also gritty when pushed. The FET compressor is also known as all buttons in mode, which literally means pushing all the ratio buttons. This practically turns the device into a saturation box, which is awesome for super aggressive parallel compression. The third on the list is optical compressor, which is known as opto compressor. The opto compressor uses a light dependent resistor and also a light source to determine how compression as well as gain reduction is applied to a signal. The input signal literally turns up a light inside the device which will shine brighter or dimmer depending on the input level. The light sensitive resistor then causes the compressor to apply gain reduction. The light goes dim in response to the fading out of input reduction, in response to the fading input signal. The next on the list is tube compressor. This type of compressors makes use of vacuum tubes for dynamic control. Some compressors like the LA2A use tube to add a bit of color to the signal but not to apply a gain reduction. So tube compressors use tube to apply gain reduction. This type of compressors tend to have a slower response to transient relative to other types of compressors, so making them a good choice for instruments or mix buses. They won't suck out the life out of your mix, but their slower attack time will keep important transients intact. Next is the PMW, and the word PMW stands for pulse width modulation. These types of audio compressors are the most overlooked, although they can be as powerful as other types of compressors. PMW compressors use a high frequency pulse signal to trigger on and off values, and thus controls the overall amplitude of a signal over time. It essentially splits the signal into different discrete parts, then mute certain sections. Pulse width modulation, which is the PMW, uses an incredible fast pulse into the hundreds of thousands of cycles per second. This allows the compressor to control average level without introducing artifacts or an inaudible on and off slaughter sort of effect. PMW compressors are known for being transparent and having lightning quick attack and release times. So understanding the VCA, the FET, the optical, the tube, as well as the PMW compressors can help you to make informed decisions on what to use. They each have fundamentally different sonic characteristics based on the technology inside making them work. So thank you for watching that amazing video. In my next video, I'm going to teach you how to apply the various types of compressors in your mix, so don't miss that video. If you want to produce like a pro, you can take out time to watch my beginner course on FL Studio Part 1. You can also check out my video on how to mix with the track spacer. I'm going to leave a link in the description, so you go check it out. Hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Is there any topic that you want me to discuss or to throw more light on? Don't hesitate to let me know in the comment section below. If you have any question, drop them in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.